Hi guys, sorry for the delay on this video. I totally forgot to make a little helpful video for when you guys need to make your works cited pages as part of your final projects for your writing assignments for your choice novel unit. If you look down at the bottom of the rubric, you'll see that you are required to have a works cited page. I totally spaced on making a video to help you with this, so that's what this is going to do here. What I have done here on my works cited page is I have done 2 entries. Yours will really only have 1 entry for your book. Why I have 2 entries here is to show you the 2 different mediums of where you can find the information for your works cited page depending on what kind of medium you use for your book. So this first one that I have here is an actual physical print version of a book. It's To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I have the book right here. So I'm going to walk you guys through the process of how to find the information to include on your works cited page for a physical copy that you have, what page to look at to help you find all this information that I have here. This second one that I have here on my works cited page, this was one that I have on my Kindle. I have it on my phone. But in order to record it for you guys, I'm going to show you on the desktop version of Amazon Kindle to show you how to find the information very easily. It looks very similar on your phones if that is the device that you were using. So just kind of have your phone out when you watch this video to help you out. So starting with this first one, I'm going to look at my physical copy. So if you guys have physical copies of books, this is what you are going to use to help you. Okay, so remember that with a works cited page, the first thing that you need is the author's last name, comma, first name, and then a period, right? So here, with books, it's very easy. A physical book, right? The author's name is right up here at the top. Harper Lee. Very easy, okay? So I'm going to put Lee, comma, Harper, period, which is what I have done for the first part of my works cited page citation. The second thing that you always do is the title of the book in italics. This should also be very, very easy for us, right? It's on the cover of the book, right? To Kill a Mockingbird is the title. So I put that next, right after my author, Lee, comma, Harper. I put To Kill a Mockingbird, making sure that it is in italics. And a reminder, to make it italics, you click on the I on your Google Docs page to make it italics. Okay? The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to find the publisher. This is where you might not be sure where to look, and I'm going to help you out with that. To find publisher information, it's near the front of the book. So you're going to open up your book. You'll see the title page. If you flip past the title page, this one has 2, I guess, title pages here. But if you flip past that, you'll come to what's known as the copyright page, and it has all the copyright information. This whole page is where you will find the rest of the information that is included in the ending part of the citation. So what we need to look for is the publisher, okay? Usually, you will find the publisher, find the city name, right? So here is New York, right? This is the city name. And right before that, it gives me HarperCollins Publishers. That is the name of the publisher, okay? So to help you out, look for the city somewhere on here, right? And you can even see up here, New York, HarperCollins Publishers, right? So that's what we're going to put. So that's our publisher here. So that's the next information. So after the title in italics, I have the name of the publisher as it appears on the copyright page. Okay. Then I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to look for the city. Remember that city that we already found, right? It was right after the publisher information. It's New York. So I'm going to put HarperCollins Publishers, comma, New York. Then I need the year that this edition of the book was published. Now, To Kill a Mockingbird has had several versions. Yours may not have, but this is the one that we want to use, right? The first perennial classic, because if you look on the front, this is a perennial classic edition, right? So since that's the case, I'm going to use this published to date here, right? So this edition was published in 2002. So that's what I'm going to use up here, right? So all that information that I found was all on this one page, right? I found the publishers, To find those, always look for the city, and the publishers will usually be right before it. And then look for the year, okay? Try your best to have the right year there. If you're not sure, just put the one that has the copyright symbol next to it, okay? Then the last thing you do in your works cited page entries is you put the page numbers, right? This is very easy if you have a physical copy of the book. You just go PP for pages. That's the abbreviation in MLA format. And then it goes 1 through, and I just flip to the end of my book. And the last page is 323. So that's where I got the page range. Okay, so that's for a physical copy of a book. So those of you, I know many of you guys had physical copies. That's the process that you will follow for creating yours. Okay, making sure, of course, that it's in that Times New Roman 12-point font and that you have double spaced, right? Fabulous. So for this next one, this is for those of us that maybe are using Amazon Kindle versions of our books, online versions of our books, Audible versions. This is the process that you will follow. Now, mine is through Amazon Kindle. So if you're going through something like Audible, it may be slightly different, but essentially the most important thing is finding the copyright page. So let me show you up here. So this is my book that I am currently reading, okay? So just like with a physical copy of a book, this has the cover page, which is awesome. So as always, I find the author's last name, comma, first name, right? So that's down here, right? Brian Stevenson. So I'm going to put Stevenson, comma, Brian. So when I look at my works cited page, that is exactly what I have here, right? Stevenson, comma, Brian, period. Then I'm going to go in italics and I'm going to put the title, just like I did with my physical copy of my book. So on Kindle, that is this right here, right? Just Mercy, okay? Now this one is a different version that is adapted for young adults. So I put Just Mercy and then I put that subtitle in parentheses. Most of you will not have that issue with your books, but if you do, that's what you'll do. And it'll look something like this, okay? So Just Mercy adapted for young adults. Notice that this is all in italics here, right? This is all in italics. And to do italics, you hit the I button up at the top of your Google Doc, okay? Fabulous. Now, to find the rest of this information, so I've got my publisher, my city, and my date. Very similar to with a physical book where you have the copyright page inside of the book, right? So you've got this copyright page in the physical book. In an electronic version of a book, there should also be a copyright page. So what you might need to do is if you have the book up like this, and again, if you have the mobile app version, it may look slightly different, but it's very, very similar to this. There's something like a menu up in the top left corner. Okay, so if you see this menu here, click on it. It's your table of contents. Okay, so if you're using any sort of online version of a book, find where you can look at the table of contents for your online version. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now is the cover. There's also the title page, right? And then I've got the copyright page. This is the exact same sort of thing as the physical version that we looked at for the previous one. So again, to help you out, always look for the city to help you, right? So here it says New York, right? So that's going to help me know that my publisher is right before that, which is right here, Penguin Random House LLC. So that's what I'm going to put for my publisher. So if I go back to my citation, you'll see that I have Random House LLC, comma. Next, I need to find the city. And just like I said before, to find the publisher, you look for the city first, and this one was New York, right? So that's what I'm going to put right after the comma for the publisher information. I'm going to put New York. Then I put another comma and I look for the published date. This was when this version of this novel was first published. Okay, so again, I'm going to pull up that copyright page because that's where you're going to find all the information and look for the copyright information. So this work is based on Just Mercy, A Story of Justice, copyright 2014, right? So that was when this was published. You can even look down here. It has all of that information that we put in our works cited page right down here. So the date is 2014. So that's what I'm going to put right after the city. So that's how I find all of this information. While it seems like I don't know where to find it, all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, in an online version, get to the table of contents in whatever way you can and find the page that says copyright like I have here. Okay? From there, it's very easy to do the page numbers. If you look at my online version down here, it actually tells me that there are 278 pages, right? It does this in Kindle as on Kindle phone apps as well, and many other online ones show this. So I'm going to put PP, and that should not be capitalized, sorry about that, PP for page numbers, 1 through, as it showed me on the previous one, 278. Right? So that's how you're going to make your works cited pages. So if you have a physical copy of the book, you're going to want to follow along with the first part of this video when I explained how to cite my physical copy for To Kill a Mockingbird. If you have an online ebook, you're going to want to follow the second half of this video for how I did that with my book that I am currently reading on Amazon Kindle. And you can do this very similar to the app, okay? If for whatever reason you do not have page numbers, but you instead have since you're using an Audible version, if there's no page numbers available and there's only times, what you would put for, instead of page numbers here, is you would put the timestamp for where it starts through the timestamp for wherever it ends. I'm just making up numbers here. Yours will be more exact. Okay? And that's all that you would have to change. Okay? If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know. I will be posting this video in Canvas to help you guys out.